First 2 years of the college career, Prince McNitt have been rocky, to put it lightly, after getting kicked off of Georgia, and then the season at Georgia State, where for about 8 games he was average to below average, got suspended, got into fights with teammates, and really just kind of left school behind. He was called back in, given one more opportunity, and for the final 3 games of last season, he helped lead Georgia State to its most successful season in school history. But 3 good games in the Sun Belt Conference is not enough to go back to the SEC and to get back to where he ultimately wants to be. He sent out feelers to the SEC teams, not even the top tier ones, your Mississippi States, your Kentuckys, your Vanderbilts. Everything he got back was a resounding and emphatic no. You need to go out there and prove that those 3 games weren't just a little flash in the pan. You didn't just fix up your act just to get by for the rest of the season. Are you still that guy? No one believes that you were just a changed guy overnight and are all of a sudden going to fulfill the potential of the quarterback that you were supposed to be coming out of high school. So here Prince McNitt is at Georgia State for a second season. He's got a lot to prove here this year, and can this upcoming year be a lot like how he closed last season, or will the greater picture and the sample size of a quarterback that he is from the first 8 games of last year rear their ugly head? We have Sun Belt action in week 1 as McNitt is taking on Old Dominion. Georgia State's roster is not as strong on the offensive side of the football. The offensive line took some major hits. The running backs are gone. The top 2 receivers from last year are gone. He's got to make connections with new players. And in the first quarter, 3-0 lead. He's got to pass downfield to the tight end. That's going to be caught for a big gain. If he wants to go to the SEC eventually, and maybe after this year, he's got to show that he can not only play at a high level, like a throw like that on the run for a touchdown, but he's got to show that he can play at a dominant level for the SEC to really take a look at him. You can't come out here in the Sun Belt and struggle, but so far he's making great plays. He's already over 100 yards, and in the second quarter, 10-0 lead, play action, throwing, and out of reach, but that's going to be a field goal try as Georgia State is up by 10 still. Second quarter coming to an end, and McNitt breaks out of a sack. He's going to run it, and he's got blockers set up downfield. He's got just to the first down marker. There's some things he definitely needs to get better at. He threw 12 interceptions in 11 games last year. He needs to clean that up. He also needs to clean up the fact that he just puts his body in harm's way too many times. The coaches want to see him do more of that, tuck out of bounds, not try to jump over and fight through all the contact. Also, more of this, just decisive passes underneath. Take the short stuff that the defense gives you, because McNitt tried to play way too much hero ball when he was playing last year, and even though this supporting cast is not that special, he needs to go out there and trust the players that he has out there on the field and not try to do everything. But there is nowhere to go, and you're going to see the offensive line is struggling. I mean, look at the left tackle there. There's nothing you can do when you get less than 2 seconds to throw, and a sack there is going to set them back. Third down, throwing on the outside, and that's going to be incomplete. Georgia State backed up. They punt the football away, but it's going to be A-okay, because despite it being not a crazy prolific start in the first week of the season, it is a victory for Georgia State. They start the season 1-0, and McNitt did a good job, I felt like, when it came to when things aren't going your way, the pressure's getting in there. Don't put the ball in harm's way. No turnovers. He's been challenged now in this game against the FCS school to go and put up 4 touchdowns on the board, and he's going to take that challenge, and he's going to try to show out here. And we got the highlight reels for this FCS opponent as he hands it off. And the running back, the run game was really poor last game, and it's going to be like that this season if this offensive line can't rejuvenate itself and the running backs can't go out there and do their thing. But that's going to be a touchdown through the air for McNitt, and that's 1 on the board. He needs 3 more to kind of hit this goal, kind of get the confidence going as he throws it down the field, and that's going to be caught, and it's going to be first down and goal. Now second down and goal. short yardage situation. McNitt throwing, and he has it on the outside for the touchdown. And you seen last year in a situation similar to that last year, he tried to run it, missed a receiver, and instead cost his team a game. This time he lets his teammate have the glory. And speaking of letting his teammates have the glory, how about a screen pass that goes for a big time gain? And now on second down and goal, this time he is rolling, he is going to throw it, and that ball is going to be tipped and intercepted. So that's going to be his first pick of the season. That one's on him, but he is out there having some fun right now, just throwing some passes down the field, and that's going to be caught and on the run, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown, and that's going to be 3 on the board. McNitt 3 through the air. He's going to throw it and make that 4. Can he get in? Yes, he can, and that's 4 touchdowns through the air, 31-10, and the final highlight we got is a little pop pass to Mertz, and that's going to be in for a 5th touchdown pass. That one, you know, you could debate whether it should count as a pass or not, but a 41-24 win is a pretty easy victory. But the thing here is, you know, this team doesn't have a lot of talent on the offensive side of the football, but Prince McNitt is going to be hooking up a lot with Mertz, the wide receiver. He is a guy who was also a freshman last year. He was the 3rd string receiver, got on the field a little bit, got some action, had some big plays, but these two have grown together and have built a connection. Now, after this FCS opponent, we got a Georgia Tech game, and this is going to be a very difficult one of the more difficult games on the schedule. You know, not playing some FCS or Group of 5 school conference Sun Belt team. This is an ACC school, and this is one of the premier teams in the state of Georgia. So can McNitt go out here and do something spectacular? No points on the first drive. Georgia Tech gets a touchdown as McNitt will throw, and he's going to roll right. He's going to try to throw it on the run. Incomplete, and that's going to be another punting situation. Georgia Tech quickly up 14-0 as McNitt will heave one deep, and that's going to be intercepted. 3 guys swarmed in there. He just tried to get a throw off, and he threw it down the field, and that's something, like we said from last season, he's got to clean that up. He's got to turn the football over less, and he's getting sacked there. Georgia Tech puts on another field goal. It is 20-0 very quickly, and we got to see if this team has any sort of resolve, any sort of resiliency in them, and McNitt, not when he's fumbling the football like that, and that's another thing. You gotta slide, you gotta get down. Defense gets the ball back in good field position as McNitt fires one over the middle. That's gonna be caught. Goal to go, and they need a touchdown here to try to cut this to a 2-score game. McNitt is gonna run it, and he's heading for the end zone. Stopped right at the 1, and they're going to just settle for the field goal. It's a little frustrating how passive the coach was there. Instead, it's going to be a 20-point game still after a Georgia Tech field goal, but a big play there, extending the play, and he throws one out for a big gain. Play action now as it's going to be throwing, comeback route. It's going to be to Mertz, and they got the connection there. Good timing on that one, and they are moving the football, but now it's going to be 3rd down and very long. It's going to be a throw, end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. Field goal will be settled for again. It's still a 3-score game, but the defense got to stop. So if you can get some momentum here, it's going to be a throw to the running back. Diving catch is made, 1st down. Now jumping ahead, 3rd down from midfield. Can they have a big play here? They need something if they're going to have a chance to make a comeback. And if you throw one down the field like that, and he got it in between a couple of defenders, 1st down, and McNitt is over 200 yards passing. 3rd down and long once again, and he's going to use his legs extending the play. Can he get to the marker? And he doesn't quite get there. Unfortunately, a little passive once again. They go for the field goal. We're in the 4th quarter. We can't just keep settling for field goals, and even though we're getting big plays like that, you can't settle when you get in close to the red zone. You can't settle for field goals if you want to beat an ACC school. Hit as he's thrown, incomplete. It's 4th down. Finally going to keep the offense out there. You can't settle for field goals. You need a big play. McNitt, he gets hit late, but the pass is caught. They're going to get a 1st down regardless because of the penalty, but it was a completed pass. They would have converted regardless of the rough and the passer. This is just going to set them up at the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal. Quick pass after the run play couldn't get them in. They throw a quick out, and it's going to be a 1-score game, and the defense gets the football back in great field position, and this is going to be an opportunity for a massive comeback here. One's down by 20, now in position to potentially tie this game. McNitt has his team at the 30-yard line, and and a shotgun play action. He is going to have a free rusher get in, and that's going to be a sack. 4th down and very long with 2 minutes to play. McNitt, does he have a big conversion in him? He doesn't have anyone open down the field. He just tries to throw something short, hope that they can make a play. They cannot. And now, speaking of making a play, the defense, they got the football back, and there's going to be a minute to try to pull off this comeback and send it to overtime, and you have a big play there on 4th down. How many times have we seen a big 3rd or 4th down conversion here? McNitt, he's going to tuck and run it. He's got an open lane past the 30, past the 21st down marker, and he's gotten out of bounds, stopping the clock, and now in the red zone, 40 seconds to play, rolling right. He's got a throw outside. That's going to be caught, and it's goal to go. Ken McNitt, he hurries it back to the line. He checks the play. He checks it into a run, handoff, and that's going to be untouched into the end zone. The defense was not expecting that, as McNitt, he was selfless enough to check it to a run play. Again, we seen that happen last year where he tried to selfishly get the touchdown for himself. Now we're in overtime as McNitt has a big opportunity here. The defense held to a field goal. A touchdown wins this game to pull off a 20-0 comeback. Throwing outside. That's going to be caught. It's goal to go, and they're a couple yards away. 1st down and goal. McNitt, he's going to run it, and he's got it for the touchdown. And Georgia State has stunned Georgia Tech at home here, down 20-0 in the second half, and just like that, out of nowhere, they came back and won it in overtime on a walk-off touchdown from McNitt. And this team, we asked if they had some resolve, if they had some resiliency in them, and yes, they do. Maybe McNitt's got some magic in him, and he's starting to prove some of the doubters wrong. That's a massive win for this Panthers team. I don't know what the expectations are for a school like Georgia State, especially after what has transpired in the end of last season and going into this season and that big win. But how about an opportunity to potentially get into the top 25? And our opponents this week are definitely not going to be an easy out. A 4-0 North Texas team who has one of the better quarterbacks in the group of 5. And it's going to be Prince McNitt trying to get his squad to 4-0. And if he can do that, just maybe this team can get into the top 25 for the first time ever in school history. And they already set up very nicely after a good run, throwing it to the outside. McNitt has it for the touchdown, and that's going to be Mertz once again. He and McNitt are quickly becoming one of the best hookups potentially in the nation, throwing it deep now, 7-0 lead, and that's going to be incomplete. North Texas tack on a field goal to 7-3 game on 3rd down, a little pop pass, and it's going to be stopped shy. Now jumping ahead to a 3rd down and 2. Can they convert this time around? Yes, they can. Good run there, as we are already ahead into the second quarter. Late in the second quarter, it's been a pretty low-scoring game, but now McNitt throwing outside. His team is set up for a 1st and goal, and now hurrying back to the line, throwing one quick out, and that's going to be a touchdown. Already scored once like that on the right side of the field earlier in the season, and now we got it on the left side. It's going to be a 14-10 game after a North Texas touchdown, and now to close the half, maybe you got something here. Little check down results in a big play to midfield, throwing over the middle in the seam. That's going to be the tight end, and that's going to be 7 seconds to play. Can they get maybe something for field goal range? Throwing outside, caught out of bounds, and there's your field goal. That's a big 3 plays. They get that 7-point lead. McNitt with the ball to start the second half gets brought down. No field goal this time, but the defense got to stop. It's up by 7, throwing one deep left side of the field. That's for Mertz, and he's got it again. And these two are just already in sync to start this season. They are in mid-season form, and now throwing a slot fade outside for the right side of the end zone, and that's a touchdown. McNitt has it, and this team is rolling. It's a 2-score lead here in the 4th quarter. McNitt rolling out. He's going to run it. We haven't seen McNitt run it as much this season so far. It's going to be 4th and inches. Unfortunately, they do not go for it. North Texas tacks on a touchdown, and now with an opportunity to try to close this game, and they hit McNitt late. That's going to be a roughing the passer, and another one of these calls drawn by McNitt. He takes a lot of shots. He does not always have a clean pocket to throw from. 2nd down 11 is probably the cleanest pocket he has had, and he's going to throw it down the field. Deep middle, it's wide open, and that's a touchdown. McNitt delivers. It's 31-24 now because North Texas, they got a touchdown. They get a stop here, and the defense does just enough to hold on here. North Texas may have been 4-0, but now we are 4-0, and as a result of that, look who's in the top 25 for the first time ever. It's the Georgia State Panthers, and now we have an opportunity to build on that. We're taking on UL Monroe, the team that we stomped out in the Sun Belt Championship last season. Can they make it a bit more competitive this year? But now this team is at a point where they are rolling. They are hotter than ever. They have a massive win streak dating back to last season as they throw it outside. That's going to be caught, and that's going to be first down and goal. Down the field throwing has been the specialty of what McNitt has been doing this season. He's going to roll out, he's going to run it, and he's going to jump in for the touchdown. McNitt got benched last year when the team went 4-4. Since then, the team rattled off 3 straight wins while he was suspended. McNitt comes back, wins the final 3. They end the season on a 6-game win streak, and here we're trying to push our win streak this season to 5 games. This team is looking for their 11th straight victory dating back to last season. It's been on fire for this Georgia State team as they throw one down the right side of the field, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be close to the end zone. Now on first down and goal, it's going to be a handoff, and we are going to punch it in for the touchdown. McNitt's ability to level up this season when it comes to his deep ball has been spectacular. This has been an offense last year that was very much, check it down or throw it down the field, and when he is throwing it down the field, he is doing it at a higher level than he has, not even dating back to last season, but you could argue dating back to his high school days. He is throwing it down the field spectacularly, and he still has the ability to run it. Even though he hasn't run it as much, he needs to protect himself, though. He takes a lot of hits, and that's going to be a concern we hope doesn't backfire on us. But when you're throwing beautiful passes like that to the back corner and getting touchdowns, I don't think they're sweating it right now. It's 21-0 so far. This team is having some fun right now, throwing one, flipping one out, and it's becoming very clear that McNitt is turning into one of the best out-of-structure quarterbacks when you get him on the move, when you get him rolling left, when you get him rolling right. Here he is rolling left, taking a shot, and it's going to be completed. And he gets some nice yards after the catch, and it's going to be down close to scoring position for this team. McNitt quickly bails right, and he is going to now roll and throw, and that's going to be caught, and now we're close to the end zone again. First and goal turns to second and goal, and the handoff is going to be in for the end zone. Touchdown. It's 31-0, and McNitt's not even going to play the fourth quarter. They're going to sit him down and cruise to a 31-3 victory, as McNitt doesn't even need to play a fourth quarter, and he goes out there and has another spectacular game. Georgia State moving up in the rankings, talking about now top 20, and now you're starting to wonder, are playoffs in the conversation? Can they be that group of 5 team that makes it? They have to get by their conference schedule, though. Marshall, the next team up here, on the road, read option, cutting it inside. That's a broken tackle, and he fumbles, and that's still an issue that McNitt has. He still puts the ball on the ground. He still has some things he needs to clean up. He's definitely not a finished product by any means, but you can see the clear improvement from freshman to sophomore season. You can see how much better he's playing here as he throws it outside. He's becoming a little bit more decisive. Even though you'd like to see him kind of work in the pocket like this a little bit more, you want to see more of that. He throws an incomplete pass, but you want to see him sit in the pocket a little bit more, stand strong, step up if he needs to, and run it like that. Hold on to the football and maybe get down a little bit more. 3rd down and 7, flipping ahead to the second quarter. It's going to be rolling right. He's going to throw it, and he took another hit again, and this is going to be something. I think some of these defensive players still don't really like McNitt a lot. The way he talked about himself on social media, the way he's a little arrogant. I mean, he takes a lot more shots than any normal quarterback. As a quarterback draw gets him into the end zone, he takes a lot of shots. Some of them are self-imposed, but some of them, defenders do like hitting him along the sidelines, giving him a little shoulder check, hitting him a little late. He does invite a lot of physical contact, whether he deserves it or not, as he's throwing lasers though, and that's another touchdown. It's 14-7. Second quarter is going to be running down. It's going to be a run here. McNitt running outside past the 20, make it past the 30, and he's got the first down. And now clock is at 4.5 minutes to play, and he is stepping back, throwing one outside, and that's going to be caught. Once again, setting his team up in great position to potentially get more points on the board. Dropping to throw, he bails left, and he's going to run it. He's got a lane, he's got the marker, and a little shove out of bounds again. You see it happens a lot. Now to throw here on 2nd and long. He's going to run up and throw it. He takes another shot, as he didn't really need to run up and throw that, but he still did. Got a completed pass, so you're not going to complain about that. And now on 3rd down, they're going to run it. They're not going to get in, and they're not going to get any points out of that drive. And that's going to be really frustrating, but still a 7-point lead here late in the second quarter. Just about a minute to play. Hit as he's thrown, and that's a great throw. How does he take that shot and deliver it? It's going to be 30 seconds to play. McNitt is going to stand tall in the pocket, and he's going to throw an interception, and McNitt is going to try to track him down, but he's going to go all the way, and Marshall has tied it up with a pick six. And that's not what you want to see going into the second half. Thankfully, though, the Panthers have the football, and McNitt is throwing one outside to the corner, and it's going to be another completed pass. He is throwing these with pinpoint accuracy. And now on 3rd down and very long after some penalties and a sack, it's going to be a little run to set up a field goal try. He did the smart thing there, though. He just set them up, trying to get more yards for a field goal. Didn't try to force anything. And now standing tall in the pocket, he's going to run left, and he just had nowhere to go with the football. Takes the sack there, and Marshall not able to do anything. It's a 3-point deficit, and the defense is holding strong here. 17-14, setting him up in good field position. McNitt's going to roll right. He's going to run it, and he's going to fight for the marker. He's got the first down. And now it's jumping ahead, 3rd down and long. Play action. McNitt, he's going to run it, and he finds his way through. He found a path, making the defenders miss and getting into the end zone. How did he do that? He was surrounded by teammates, by defenders, ran through, and somehow got his way into the end zone, and potentially for a massive game-sealing touchdown, as despite Marshall's scoring, it's going to be little time to go. Marshall gets the stop, but needing a field goal in little time, they cannot do it, and Georgia State is continuing to find a way to keep on winning here. While some teams keep losing, we keep winning. And how about the number 16 team in the nation, as it's going to be at the midway point in the season. We are on to the second half of the year against James Madison University. We're trying to sweep that Sun Belt Conference, because regardless of how high ranked we are, if we can't go out here and win the Sun Belt, then we aren't going to a playoff appearance. And it's going to be McNitt out of bounds after a nice run. It has been nice to see him seemingly run a little bit less, be a little less selfish, and delivering good passes there. I think he's getting a bit more comfortable as the season goes on here, as we now go to the second half of the season with a touchdown pass to start the game, and he is already probably surpassed his touchdown totals from last year. It was not a good touchdown interception ratio by the time his season was done, but so far it's been spectacular this season, and even a little bit of a run game picking up. The run game's been horrendous this year, and it's been up to McNitt and his arm to do just about everything, but so far he has delivered, and he has done everything that this team needs to do to come out here and have this undefeated record, have an opportunity to get to the playoffs, and it's going to be another touchdown run. The defense, I could also say, is doing their job. They're doing it very well. At near shutout against U Monroe and all these other great performances that they have had. I mean, this is 0 points here allowed to James Madison, and now on 3rd down, breaking a tackle. He cannot quite get to the marker, and in the second quarter, it is still a scoreless James Madison team, as McNitt throwing. He just got that pass off, and it's going to be caught down the field, and that's going to be a big play. He comes out here seemingly with 2 to 3 massive plays every single game, and does he got another big one in him? There it is, caught on the run, and that's a touchdown. Back-to-back big plays, and they go basically the length of the field in 2. It's 21-0 here right before halftime. They have an opportunity to get some more points, and McNitt on the run. He's got the marker, and he's got more. Shoved out of bounds and in enemy territory. 3rd down and 4 minutes and a half to play. McNitt is going to throw, and he got hit as he was throwing. couldn't get it, and it's going to be a field goal tacked on, though, as now second half is underway, 24-0, and we could be seeing another situation where McNitt's just going to be sitting the bench for the fourth quarter, and for the right reasons. He bails out of the pocket here on third down, and he is going to throw on the run, and he's got the completion, and he just somehow gives his receivers an opportunity to catch the football even when he's fading away, falling out of bounds. It's going to be second down, throwing, end zone, and that's caught for the touchdown, and that's another one on the board for McNitt. And like I said, he's going to be sitting the bench, but for all the right reasons, 31-0, and he sits down, and that's how the score finishes. It's going to be 7-0 for Georgia State, and they continue to roll, and they are at their highest rank. And you can see, I mean, Georgia's there. Georgia's a little bit behind them. I find it interesting that Georgia, despite being undefeated as well, is lower ranked. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know if they're getting some bad victories or, having close games against bad teams. But, for once, we could say right now McNitt is higher than Georgia. Appalachian State, though, who's known for pulling off some big upsets, they're up a quick 7-0 as the first quarter has wind down, and it was a scoreless first quarter. McNitt in the offense struggling just a little bit as it's going to be stopped in the backfield. A bad loss, and no points gotten on that drive, and all of a sudden it is 10-0. Appalachian State is trying to pull off the big upset to try to keep them out of a potential playoff picture, and it's going to be 17-0 now, and things are looking bad for this Georgia State team, and they just haven't been doing a whole lot in terms of giving McNitt the ball in certain situations. They've been running it a lot more, and McNitt, when he finally gets to throw the ball down the field, he delivers a big play, and there we go, touchdown. It's 17-7. But this team, as the season's going on, is seemingly running the football a little bit more, seemingly trying to protect McNitt, because he takes a lot of shots on a game-to-game basis. Even when he's not taking sacks, when he's not taking stuff, he gets hit there, doesn't go down, and delivers a big play with just little time to go in the second quarter, trying to make this a one-score game going into halftime. McNitt, he fumbles the football, he goes down, Appalachian State has it, and the second half will be a 10-point deficit for our Panthers, as he's going to get instantly sacked there, just didn't even have an opportunity. Appalachian State tacks on a field goal, little pop pass to Mertz, and Mertz turns it upfield. He's got the first down. They got to get something going on offense, and McNitt will take the snap. He's going to roll right. He's got some receivers open. He's kind of waiting for the last possible second, and he finally throws it. That's going to be caught down the field. He had two guys open. He chose the shorter one to maybe get the deeper one as a lead blocker. It gets him down close to the red zone, and they're going to throw it underneath. That's going to be caught, and it's not going to be a first down, though, so they're going to have to settle for the field goal. Still a two-score game as the third quarter is running down, as McNitt will roll right. He's going to try to run for the first down marker. Doesn't quite get there, but sets him up with a manageable 3rd down and 4. Dropping to throw, empty backfield. And Mertz got a step, so he's going to take a shot, and Mertz with the step has it, and into the end zone. It's another big connection for those two. Appalachian State puts on a touchdown, so it's a 10-point game still, and now it's going to be up to McNitt to try to lead another comeback. Does he got some more magic left in him? It's going to be thrown outside. That's going to be caught. First down, no, 3rd down and short in scoring territory. Can they get the touchdown? No, they cannot. They're going to have to settle for a field goal, but it's going to be up to the defense, and they do their job. They got to stop. It's now up to McNitt to get a game-tying touchdown. He's got 3 minutes to play. He's going to start by taking off, having a first down run, now jumping ahead, 3rd down and 3. Handoff. It's going to be for a first down. This team has plenty of time now in enemy territory. 2-minute warning has hit. 3rd down and long. The running back gets a nice block. It's going to free up McNitt. He's going to run it. Does he got the marker? Yes, he does. And he's got it to the 25-yard line. Now just a minute 18 to play. And dropping to throw on another 3rd down. Does he have another one in him? And he does. He's got a completed pass and another big conversion. 40 seconds to play. 3rd down. Does he have another 3rd down conversion? And yes, he does. That's another one. And now with little time to play, first down and goal. Handoff. And it's stuffed. and this team is now on 2nd down and goal, 20 seconds to play. McNitt has nowhere to go, and he gets sacked, and they have to burn another timeout. 3rd down and goal. Does he run out of magic here? 3rd down and looking, end zone, and swatted away. 4th down and goal. Final opportunity to keep the season alive. He's going to throw it, and he's got the touchdown, and they're not going down yet. The undefeated streak is still alive, and now looking for the overtime. It's Appalachian State getting a field goal, but that means they're going to have one more chance to do exactly what they did against Georgia Tech and get a walk-off touchdown play action. It's going to be rolling left. He's got defenders chasing him. He's going to have a receiver cut up field, and it's going to be caught, and he stopped at the 1-yard line. It's 1st and goal, though, and McNitt is going to hand it off, and that's a touchdown, and the comeback is completed once again. How does he keep doing it? How do they keep pulling these victories out of nowhere? And McNitt has his team at 8-0. It's been a magical year up to this point. The first college football playoff rankings are in. Georgia State is 14th, and they are the projected Group of 5 team to get in. So let's see if they can finish the job here. They have a couple more games left, and they are taking on a 1-win Georgia Southern team. It is a rivalry game, though, so anything can happen. It's going to be 0-0, throwing outside, and that's going to be caught, and 1st down. Now inside the 10-yard line, 3rd down and 1. McNitt in the shotgun. He hands it off, and they get stuffed. It's going to be 4th down. I mean, we haven't shown many rushing highlights from the backs in this for good reason, and all the ones that we have shown are more lowlights than they are highlights, and McNitt's got an open man. That guy was standing around for a while, and even though McNitt will hit some of these plays, you'd like to see him maybe do it a little bit quicker when he gets these open guys, hit them more decisively. There's still a lot to clean up when it comes to him being a top-tier quarterback, but I mean, the growth is definitely evident, and he could tell he is trying here, and he is trying to will this team into the playoffs. He's trying to will this team into the top 10, and he's going to be throwing one outside, and that's caught. Touchdown. McNitt has another, and that's going to be Mertz with another. That's their first of the game. That's their first hookup. Now throwing a quick little bubble screen outside. That's going to be caught for a nice gain. New set of downs as it's going to be 2nd down. McNitt is going to tuck and run it. He's got the marker, and it's going to be a new set of downs as it's going to be trying to extend that lead. 3 scores. Can they do it? McNitt will roll. He gets sacked, though, and that's one of those plays. That's just all on him. The offensive line hasn't been great, but that's just on him for trying to roll and bail too quickly, and he's got a 4th down play there as it's going to be a punting situation. Georgia Southern has a touchdown. It's a pretty close game relative to what you'd expect. I don't know what the spread for this game is, but it's got to be 20+ in Georgia State's favor. By no means they are a powerhouse, but Georgia Southern is not a very good team, and it's demonstrated there as it's another touchdown. McNitt, 2nd of the game, gives them a 13-point lead, but starting a new possession all the way backed up, it causes a safety, and the pressure got in. Georgia Southern gets a touchdown. Now it's a 5-point game, throwing, and that's going to be intercepted. It's been a while since we've seen an interception. McNitt trying to track him down, not letting this being a pick six, and he levels the defender, and that's at least a little bit of a revenge, but Georgia Southern has a touchdown, and in the 4th quarter, Georgia State is losing, and they're losing their opportunity to potentially go to the playoffs. It's going to be 20-23, and the catch there on 3rd down has him turning upfield for a big gain in the red zone, in position to tie, but they want the lead. It's going to be McNitt running. He's heading for the end zone, and he fights his way in. That's a touchdown, and Georgia State has the lead, and they are trying to fight off a frisky rival team. Defense gets a stop. 4 minutes to play, running up ahead. That's going to be a 1st down, and now with 2.5 minutes to play, 3rd down. Can they get that big first? No, they cannot, it seems like, but it's up to the defense, and they do their job. And Georgia State survives a scary one. That's probably not going to look good for the polls, but at this point, they are going to just take the win any way that they can get it here. You really do wonder just how far we can keep pushing it. Even though the win wasn't spectacular, it was a win, so we maintain our spot here in a potential college football playoff ranking. And how much longer can McNitt hold up? It has been a brutal season for him. Even though he is succeeding and he is winning, he is taking shots, he is getting banged up. He is not coming into any of these games at 100%, even though we're at a point where he's trying to spend most of his week healing and resting and just being prepared. It just hasn't been working. He is coming into every game little bit worse, little bit more hurt, little bit more banged up, and you can see the shots that he has taken. We don't even show all of them. Some of them are self-inflicted. Some of the times he is coming out here and he is getting hit, but he is getting chased around, and there are situations like that. That is a perfect example. I mean, he just got surrounded, tried to escape, just had to get rid of it, and still took a shot. And then when you get two linemen bulldozed over and you take a hit from two guys there, and it's not even just that, it's also the fact that he's trying to run. He's putting himself in harm's way. We've also seen some roughing the passer calls, and when certain players like McNitt have the reputation that he does, you're not always going to get the calls, and some guys are going to hit you a little harder, some guys are going to hit you a little later, and he has dealt with that. And even though he's trying to prove that he has changed and that he is, ready to just come out here and be a great quarterback and not be some toxic guy who's on social media and fighting teammates, some people just aren't going to believe that, and you're getting hit before the play, after the play, during the play. You're getting hit all the time, and you're fumbling like that, and now Troy takes the football back, and they are going to get a scoop and score. And in trying to tell a story of what McNitt is going through physically, he is down by 15 points here to Troy, just taking more and more hits and fumbling the football, but he's got a big play there, and when he finally gets a clean pocket and gets an opportunity to stand and deliver, he delivers a touchdown, but Troy does as well. We are in the second half. It is a 15-point game still, and the catch there, McNitt slow to get up. He is dealing with so many injuries right now as McNitt will throw, and that's going to be intercepted, and it's going to be taken back the other way. Troy up now 31-13, and you have to wonder how much magic does McNitt have left in him. He throws it, he's hit as he was thrown, and the ball he had no power on it. He had nothing on it. It felt like his arm just gave out or something. It's 34-13, and Troy is just walking all over this Georgia State offense. They get a big completion there, play action, as McNitt will throw, and he's got another one. He gets driven to the ground, and once again slow to get up, but he has his team set up in the red zone, 10-yard line. McNitt will roll right, and he's going to try to run it. McNitt heading for the pylon. He got it for the touchdown, and McNitt has his Panthers within 2 scores. Defense gets a stop. It's a 34-20 game, 7 minutes to play, and if you can pull off another 20-point comeback, I think you'd be talking about a pretty legendary season when it comes to the ability to just be clutch in big-time situations. 14-point game, though, and McNitt's going to run it, and he does not care. He's going to put his body on the line, tackled out of bounds. It's going to be scoring position, though, play action, and the running back picks up the block, but he bails left, and he's going to run it again, and he's got the first down shoved out. It's going to be 3rd down now, and they need this one badly. Throwing, and McNitt just gets sacked. No one got open, and it's 4th down. Big time play here, needing it to keep the magic alive. Throwing, and it is incomplete. He couldn't hang on. Defense now has to try to get a quick stop here, and I don't think it was all that quick. They get the football back with a minute and a half to play. He gets drilled, but delivers a big play, and now hurrying back to the line. You'd need a touchdown and an onside kick here in just a minute 15. Throwing underneath, that's going to be caught, and the 1st down. It's going to help out, stop the clock, move the chains. 2nd down now after an incomplete pass, throwing up the seam, and that's going to be caught, and now hurrying back to the line once again. Now 2nd down and 2, and McNitt will throw, end zone, he's got it, touchdown, and it's a 1-score game, but it's going to come down to the all-important onside kick. McNitt has over 400 yards on the game, but will it be all for nothing? And the kick is recovered by Troy, and Georgia State finally goes down. They were 9-0, and in total had a 15-game winning streak. But it is finally broken, and just like that, Georgia State has been bumped down. They are still ranked, but it doesn't get any easier. Now how about an SEC opponent in Ole Miss? Playoffs are not off the table completely. If you can go and beat an SEC school in Ole Miss, and then you can go and win your final game, win your conference championship, go 12-1, I think you still have a good chance. And for those wondering if McNitt can play SEC football, you're going to get your chance. I don't think it gets much bigger than this season. This is their hardest game of the year, taking on Ole Miss on the road, going from playing half-empty stadiums to a packed crowd here, a loud one too, is not going to be easy. Offense hasn't done much so far in this first half, but the defense getting some setup in great field position. That's a touchdown, and Ole Miss is down 10-3. We got McNitt rolling left. He is going to throw it, and he's got it, caught on the run, and that's a great job there, just stopping and firing. He's going to go now third down. He is getting hit and incomplete. It's going to be a field goal, though, as Ole Miss responds with a field goal of their own, and setting us up in great field position once again is our defense after a great return, and McNitt has it. Touchdown! And that one has him excited. It's 20-6 now as Ole Miss is being taken care of as McNitt will run it. He's got the first down. He's going to fumble the football, though, and Ole Miss jumps on it, and he's been trying to get better at not fumbling the football, but again, still, he needs to get down. McNitt is going to run it, and he's going to slide down this time. There we go. That's what you need to see from him. It's first down and 10. Play action. McNitt will run, and he's bailing around. He's just going to throw one up, and it's caught for the first down. There seems to still be some magic in that beaten down body that has been just brutalized this season. McNitt trying to extend the lead to a 3-score one. He is going to stop, throw. He's got it in first and goal. Now goal to go. First down. McNitt will roll right. He's going to throw, and that's going to be caught. Touchdown, and that's going to be a big-time victory here as Ole Miss is not able to do much of anything. They score a touchdown, but it's not going to actually help them much at all. Georgia State is going to handedly beat Ole Miss on the road, and that perhaps is their most impressive win of the season. No comeback needed, and I think the voters, the people in the polls agree. Georgia State now back in the top 20, and if we can just come out here, take care of business against Coastal Carolina, we'd potentially be one game away from a playoff appearance in the Sun Belt Championship if we can just take care of our final two games. But Coastal Carolina opens up some pretty deep wounds here, as this was the team that McNitt played his worst game against and allowed him to get benched. This is the game where he blew up on the sidelines last season, got himself suspended, and he's got to try to redeem himself, but so far it's been nothing good on the offensive side of the football. Coastal Carolina is up 10-0, and McNitt throwing, got it caught for the first down, but it is a deficit, and the offense has struggled. The last couple of games, the team has started slower in the first half, dating back to that Georgia Southern game, and you can really kind of put that in line with what McNitt has been dealing with physically. He gets the touchdown there, though, on the ground, and it's going to be a tie game. So McNitt has his team in position. Defense gets a stop. Second quarter, 4 minutes to play, and McNitt's going to tuck and run. He's going to slide down, though, and, you know, you got to really pick your battles as he tries to just keep himself safe. Defense gets a stop, and McNitt is heaving one down the field, and it's going to be caught, and it's going to be a big time gain. Second down and inches, minute to play here in the half. McNitt hit as he's thrown. That's going to be caught, and it's going to be a first down and more. Goal to go for the offense. Now backed up way back, third and goal after a sack. McNitt is going to run it. Does he have it? He got a block. He tries to hurdle in, and he can't get the touchdown. They settle for a field goal, and McNitt tried to put his body on the line for a touchdown. It did not work, and now up 13-10. That's going to be another big play, setting themselves up in enemy territory. McNitt blitz comes in, and he takes a shot as he's throwing, incomplete. They turn the football over, and it's going to be a stop for the defense. Once again, the defense is playing well. McNitt throwing a jump ball. He got it for the first down, and McNitt now back in enemy territory. Will throw and just hit as he's thrown immediately again, and every time he gets hit, he gets up a little slower. Coastal Carolina has a touchdown. It's 17-13 RPO Great play there. Now another RPO right, and this team is just trying to make sure McNitt takes as little hits as possible. They've altered their play calling, and now throwing, and this time you can't run it 3 times in a row, even if it's the different sides of the field. It's jumped in, intercepted, and going all the way for the touchdown, and now McNitt is down by 2 scores again, and this team has to just unlock him and say, go out there and save us, do what you can, put your body on the line. And it seems like this has been what they've been asking McNitt to do. They just wait till the very last second, but he's got a deep bomb there, and it's caught for the touchdown. There's Mertz, and it's another big one, 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point game. Throwing, that ball is incomplete. It's going to be a 5-point game, and turning to the defense, and McNitt will have the opportunity with 4 to play. Can he lead another big time drive? Play action, and he throws it quickly. That's going to be caught down the field, and it is going to set them up. First down and 10 inside the 10-yard line now. 2nd down and 2. McNitt will roll. He's going to try to throw to the end zone, and it's intercepted, and McNitt just turned it over at the goal line. The playoff hopes could be slipping away, and Georgia State's going to get the football back, but under a minute, backed up inside their own 10, and no timeouts. Does McNitt have another miracle in him? Throwing, that's going to be a big play, and it's going to be setting him up. First down. They're going to run back to the line. 30 seconds to play. Play action. McNitt is going to roll right. He's just going to try to do something. Got to get rid of the football. He does, and that's going to be incomplete. Can't take a sack. Can't take any big shots here. 4th down now. Just got to get the first down to keep this game alive. He's going to throw it outside. That's going to be caught, but now with just about 10 seconds to play, it's going to be 1st down and 10. You maybe have 2 shots to the end zone. McNitt will take one of them here down the field, and it's incomplete. Now down to 1 play left. Hail Mary to keep the season alive. McNitt will roll left. He's got his receivers down the field, throwing it, end zone, and it's incomplete. And Coastal Carolina pulls off the upset, and Georgia State is stunned in the final game of the season, ending their hopes and dreams. McNitt is just going through it this season, and you can see the toll that this season has taken on his body. Still, Georgia State manages to hang on to a top 25 ranking going into conference championship weekend, where they have a chance to still accomplish some very spectacular things. Our playoffs 100% off the table. I mean, at the end of the day, you never know if some teams will lose, and we are still a ranked team potentially winning a conference championship. It's not maybe 100% off the table, but it would have been a whole lot more likely had we beaten Coastal Carolina. But this team, like I said, still has a chance to accomplish something spectacular. Last season, they got their first ever 10-win season, and right now, sitting here at 10 wins, they could top their record from last year and win their 11th game of the season. They got a 3-0 lead on Arkansas State, and on 3rd down, he avoids the safety, just throws one up the seam, incomplete. 4th down. Defense gets a stop, but we jump ahead to 3rd down, where McNitt will throw one, and he's got an open man. That's going to be caught. 1st down, and McNitt not able to do as much in terms of movement. He's not as fast. He's not as strong. He's not as powerful as he was earlier this season, but he can still throw a pretty beautiful deep ball at times, and Mertz has another touchdown. And we'll get to what Mertz has done this season. It has been spectacular. McNitt to Mertz has been one of the best connections in all of college football this year, and it came out of nowhere, really. 3rd down and 7. McNitt trying to throw one deep, and it is incomplete. 4th down. It's going to be 13-0. Defense gets the football back. Little pop pass. There is Mertz. You like getting them the football deep. You like getting them the football short. He has speed. He has athleticism. He's already up over 100 yards in this first half. 2nd quarter is halfway through, and the pass is going to be caught for another 1st down. Now jumping ahead, 3rd down and 11. McNitt, free rusher off the edge, gets hit, and field goal is good. Arkansas State gets a field goal of their own, so they're finally on the board. McNitt is going to run it, and he is going to have a 1st down and more. He tries to just jump over a guy. He really needs to protect himself, especially with how beat up he is so far this season. I mean, he is going to be on his last legs, it feels like, as he throws one on the run, and a spectacular completed pass. He has over 200 yards this half, and a little screen there is going to be incomplete. Field goal is good. 3rd quarter is underway, where it is a 19-3 game. Throwing, and that's going to be caught. It's going to be 1st down and 10 inside the 15. Now jumping ahead, 3rd down, trying to get to goal to go. McNitt will try to run it, and he just didn't have the same burst that he may have had earlier in the season. He gets sacked, field goal is no good, and now this offense is going to have to just try to hang on to this 16-point lead while they can. Third quarter is winding down here on third down. McNitt will throw on the run, and that's going to be incomplete. The defense, though, does their job, and they are doing a very good job. The offense is struggling. They've only been able to get a bunch of field goals, basically, and now McNitt fumbles the football. Arkansas State picks it up, and they are going to go down and score a touchdown, get the 2-point conversion, and sneakily it is a one-score game here on third down, and they're going to get stopped. So it's going to be up to Arkansas State to try to get the score, and they got a touchdown, but they missed the 2-point conversion, and an ugly second half, a very uneventful second half, results in still a victory for Georgia State, a conference championship, and we can take a peek at what the final tally looks like when it comes to the top 25. Georgia State will end the year in the top 25, but despite 3 Group of 5 teams making it to the playoffs, one of them will not be Georgia State. But that doesn't mean we don't have a big opportunity, because we get to take on Clemson in the bowl game. And disappointingly, no All-American in the Sun Belt for McNitt. Mertz does make it, but spectacular season from McNitt. And I'm going to show you how crazy this is, because look who led the entire nation in passing yards. Prince McNitt did. He did not make all conference. Mertz led the country in receiving yards. He did not make all NCAA. A little bit maybe more understandable, but McNitt didn't even get an all-conference nod, and he's really got a chip on his shoulder. He's really beaten up, and despite 3 10-win teams in the Group of 5 making the playoffs, 11-win Georgia State does not make it. So Clemson, they got their own issues because they're the number 12 team in the country, and they didn't make the playoffs. It's fourth down for McNitt. Defense will set us up in great field position, but both these teams got something to prove, and for McNitt, can he come out here and take down one of the better teams in the nation in Clemson? Obviously, roster-wise, this is severely outmatched, as Clemson, full of 5-star super talented players, and little Georgia State trying to maybe pull off one of the bigger upsets that we've seen. I know these two are both ranked schools, but I would imagine the spread for this one isn't that favorable. But when we get a little pop pass to Mertz, and he cuts it upfield for the touchdown, he is spectacular, and he is got us up 10-0 right now, as Mertz will have a bubble pass, and he breaks a tackle, and Mertz, I mean, he is just incredible. Right now, McNitt and the offense making a statement here, as he is trying to just use every dying breath that he has left on this season to try to pull off a massive upset and get a statement victory here for the 12th win of Georgia State's season. He gets hit. It's incomplete. 13-3 now is the score. Second quarter winding down, throwing over the middle. That's going to be caught, and a big gain past midfield. There goes the offense with 2 minutes to play now in enemy territory. Third down and 4. McNitt will run, and he just can't escape. He's just not used to not being as fast. It's a combination of both him being slowed down and, facing a faster, more talented defense. Clemson gets a touchdown. You could only hold them down for so long. Now up by 3. McNitt has a big play. That's going to be caught in enemy territory, and for a big gain, trying to get at least a 6-point lead going into half, but he gets sacked, and that might have knocked him out of field goal range. So 13-10 is going to be the score going into the second half, as they can't get a field goal, but the bubble pass there is going to be caught for a big gain, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. We've been seeing more quick stuff, trying to just keep McNitt safe, keep him upright, and the screen there is going to be intercepted. When you keep running plays like that, eventually the defense is going to read it, and Clemson ties the game at 13. 5 minutes to play. Edge rush gets in. Both guys got in. He got sandwiched, and Clemson goes and puts up a touchdown. Now third quarter, just a minute to play at midfield. McNitt will throw. He finally got some time, and it's going to be caught up the seam. He's been delivering some great passes up the seam to the tight ends, and McNitt's going to run it here. He's going to slide down. Smart first down. About goal to go, basically, as it's going to be McNitt to throw, and he might have seen him late, hit as he's thrown, and it's intercepted. That's a costly one. He just seen him late and got hit as he was throwing, and Clemson scores a touchdown. Now it is a 2-score deficit here for McNitt, who throws it down the right side of the field, and that's going to be caught. Big play, and running back to the line, McNitt will throw outside, and again, it was just a little bit slow, and that's going to be intercepted by Clemson, and unfortunately, it's looking like Clemson's going to come out of here with a victory. Defense gets a stop and gives the offense one more chance. It's desperation time. You need a touchdown here. McNitt will throw it, and that's going to be caught. Big play. Hurry it back to the line. Minute to play. McNitt will roll. He will try to find something. Throwing it as he gets leveled, and it's caught. How does he make that throw? And he hurries it back to the line again. First down and 10. Under a minute to play. You have all your timeouts, but you want to save them. McNitt will run it, trying to get to the end zone, and he does. It's a touchdown, and it's a 1-score game, and if the defense can get a 3 and out, you have a small chance. McNitt goes to the sidelines and watches as his defense gets 1 play, 2 plays, 3 plays, and they get it. They have 30 seconds to play. Now make it under 30. McNitt, does he have a big one in him? He has to get the first down to keep the clock stopped, and he does. The clock will stop as they reset the football. 13, 12, 11. Time is running out, and McNitt, can he get 1 play to set him up into Hail Mary range? And no, he cannot. He had to force one, and it's intercepted, and Clemson is going to take home a victory. And even though it was a loss, you can at least say that a less than 100% McNitt fought valiantly against one of the best teams in the nation. I mean, as you can see, he is just absolutely wrecked when it comes to his physical health. And you can see, though, his season was overall pretty dang good. His numbers did take a hit in the final couple games of the season when he wasn't playing 100%. He threw 4 interceptions in that Clemson game, but for the most part, his interceptions were pretty far down. I mean, even when you look at the totality, I mean, he threw like 160 more passes and only had the same amount of interceptions. Threw a lot more touchdowns, a lot more yards per attempt. Ran the football less, but had more rushing touchdowns. Everything looked pretty good in terms of his growth. He still needs to get better at a number of things, but from year to year, that's pretty good growth. And now you look ahead. Well, I think we have opened the door to go back to the SEC. And if that's the case, well then we have to figure out what Prince McNitt's junior season is going to look like. I mean, maybe there is the chance. Maybe he stays at Georgia State. But I think that's where we, once again, leave this to the audience. Majority of people in the last video said he should stay for another season, and I agreed. And now I do feel like it's time for him to move on, especially with how, unprotected he was at Georgia State. But the question is where? There's a couple of schools that I think are valid options, and I think I've narrowed it down to 3 schools for you guys to choose from, and I'm going to let you guys completely decide between these 3 schools. These were the 3 schools that I felt like made the most sense, and we're starting with Florida. Does Prince McNitt take his talents to Florida, where they are a rival of Georgia? You know, there were a lot of teams that we had to kind of cut out, teams like Nico for Tennessee. We're not going to go and battle with him. We're not going to go and battle Jackson Arnold. We don't want to go to some of these lower tier schools. We want to go to a school that has a chance to compete, but also has the opening for him to be the team's quarterback and actually have a good opportunity. I mean, Florida, 99 speed receivers galore, and obviously a big talent upgrade. The next team, LSU. Obviously a school that has seen some transfer success in the past. We have watched Joe Burrow transfer in, win a Heisman. We have watched Jaden Daniels transfer in. He won a Heisman. What about Prince McNitt? Could he be the 3rd in that line of quarterbacks to potentially transfer and take LSU to success? And finally, what about Auburn? Auburn, a school that has had some nice battles with Georgia in the past and is another school in the SEC that could potentially be a quarterback away from taking them to that next step. So I want you guys to go down in the comment section. Let me know. Auburn, Florida, LSU. Where will Prince McNitt not only be playing his junior, but also his senior season? This is going to be the college that he tries to build his legacy at and trying to get his revenge on Georgia. Where will he be playing? I'll leave that to you guys, so you guys can let me know what you thought of this video, where you want to see him play. All support is much appreciated. Like, comment, and subscribe, as all that stuff is super helpful as I continue to get series like these out. Road to Glory, Dynasty, one-off types of videos, all these crazy things that I have been doing. Video-wise, they all take a lot of time, and I hope you guys all enjoyed them. And until then, I will see you guys all in the next one.